Welcome to Screams and Streams, the podcast that looks at the best and worst horror movies as rated on Rotten Tomatoes from 1970 onwards. I'm your host, Mike, and with me are my co-hosts,
Chad
and
Sam.
Be sure to check us out on Instagram. Our handle is @ScreamStreamPod. Also, check out our website at screamsandstreams.com for more information about all the films we are looking at. Today, we are looking back at the films we've covered from the second decade of our focus, the 1980s. We're going to take you through some statistics from the films. We'll go through our favorite films, our least favorites, and talk about those films that surprised us with how good they were. Without further ado, let's get our neon tank tops, Oakley frog skins, Zinca sunscreen, and look back at the horror movies of the 1980s.
Nice.
It's going to throw some juicy fruit in there as well.
Gonna get my sun ice jacket on and
my parachute pants.
Chip and pepper.
Oh, Varney. Sam doesn't remember any of this.
No,
I wasn't alive.
Yeah. It was a good time, Sam. It was a good time.
I've seen better.
Just wait till the 90s when we get to our body heat t-shirts.
Ooh, those are classic, yeah.
Yeah. So checking in after 20 years. Chad, how are you feeling about the films from the 80s?
Well, overall, I remember thinking that they were going to be a lot better than they were.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of, me being a lot more scared.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. And I guess that comes with age. Like you look at the way films are made and my own bias towards films and stuff. And I've also, done a lot of research and figured out how things were made and filmed my own movies and things like that. So it's like, I know how this stuff is. So maybe that has destroyed the mask there and broken that wall for me. But overall, I did enjoy this decade. Yeah. I mean, it is the decade where I got into horror movies, first of all. And there were some pleasant surprises. But there were some boat anchors that I was like, oh my God. And sometimes it was like, 3 or 4 in a row. I was like, this is tough.
Yeah.
So overall, I remember it being a better time. But I still enjoyed it.
All right. As another sort of seasoned veteran of horror, or being older than my 40s, I'm going to go second on this one. And I got to just double up with that. Like, there were so many movies that I loved as a kid that just rewatching as an adult, it was hard. Yeah. Like Ghoulies sticks in my head as one that loved it as a kid, can't handle it now. Yeah, there were definitely some boat anchors. There were some moments where we've all texted and said, I can't wait to get out of the 80s. Yeah. And it just wasn't the same as I expected it to be. Wasn't as fun as I thought it would be.
Right.
Yeah. Sam, what about you? How was it looking at the films from the 80s?
I think it was really interesting because a lot of the movies I've seen remakes of, or I've seen things on social media about. But like you said, Chad, I thought they were going to be scarier or better than they were. And maybe it's because we focus on the worst as well as the best. So I think we missed a few franchises in there.
Right.
Which I think we'll come back to at some point, which I'm looking forward to. But a lot of stinkers, a lot of long, boring movies.
Poorly paced.
Yes. The one thing I'm looking forward to in the 90s is although a lot of them are the 90s slasher movies, I think a lot of them are shorter.
Yeah.
Before we get into the 2000s and 2010s where every movie's 3 hours long. So I don't know. But some good ones, some that were surprisingly good, some classics, and then some shit.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
Just a little bit of sort of numbers for our audience. In the 70s, we did 28 films. We did 37 for the 80s. Maybe that's why it felt so long.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that did. Yeah.
And then hours of content for podcast wise, 22 hours and 51 minutes for the 70s and 29 hours and 45 minutes of episodes for the 80s. So, yeah, it was just a longer decade overall, the viewing and the discussion.
I think the 80s really hit their stride and they were like, we're going to make tons of horror movies. And after Halloween and the success of Friday the 13th, they're like, well, this is a genre we really want to hit. So there's just that much more of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so more came out of the recommendations as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we're going to start going through a few statistics in that. But before we do, we're going to have our sinister sip for the 80s. And I did a little bit of digging to see what is the quintessential 1980s cocktail. A lot of websites said the Long Island iced tea.
Ooh, I'm so happy.
Oh my gosh, we're going to get girl drink drunk.
I'm so pleased because it's like kind of dark and murky. And
I
was
know.
like, this is going to be really
it looks like
Scotch
mud.
forward.
I don't know what it is. Scotch forward.
And I'm going to be sad. And then, yeah, but I'm so pleased.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Thanks, Mike.
everybody.
Cheers. Oh, that's so good.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, that's
I'll take
yeah,
another.
that's delicious. Yeah.
Just want to be in a tiki bar. The tiki bar from New Year's Evil.
That's right. Yeah. Get my mustache on and
All right. So we're going to talk about the body counts here. Just sort of looking at the statistics of the most kills. The Blob, number 1 with 58.
that's awesome. But I
I
guess
love that.
because it like consumes a village.
The entire movie theater in
It's
one
like-
go.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Friday the 13th, part 8. Jason had 52.
The entire
That's-
graduating class.
Yeah.
The one chaperone.
Well, and then he goes into the city and he just arbitrarily kills some people, right?
Just kills willy-nilly.
That does seem a bit
seems
high, though.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe it was just Voorhees overall.
I think that, yeah,
Oh, it's
because,
41. Sorry. 41
Okay.
for, dang it.
well, there we go.
Yeah, even that seems a little bit high. I was thinking maybe like 20 to 30.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
based
for
on
that one film, I thought it would be quite low because how many people were on that boat? Like,
Well,
12,
we said it was like
15?
a very small
Yeah.
graduating
12 to
class.
15.
Yeah.
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 So he killed them. 5 of them made it off, and then he eventually killed them down to 1 or 2. Right?
Yeah.
Did he kill people in New York, or did he just scare
A
them?
couple of them. He
Yeah.
killed the
Oh, the cop.
and the
And he killed the
giant
heroin guy.
Heroin
guy
guy,
with the giant
yeah,
needle.
yeah,
Yeah.
But then he spared the ones who he kicked their boombox or what did
Yeah.
he do? Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's like, and he stared them down and then left.
He just
But maybe
scared them with his
Subway, I don't
face,
know.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, it does seem high. Yeah.
And then in Maximum Overdrive, there were 43 deaths.
Well, that makes sense because those guys were running over everybody.
Yeah. The bridge scene, that
Yeah.
scene through the town. Yeah.
That's an amazing movie.
It's really not. And I know you're saying it to get a reaction out of me.
For sure I am.
I literally
I know how much you despise it. You're
And I
the
actually-
only one that gave it 1.
and I actually thought, I was like, well, you know what, maybe. And I was like, no. I hated that movie. I fucking hated it.
Aliens and trucks?
Yeah,
Ugh.
fuck no. Like I said, there's nothing less sexy than semi-trucks.
Awesome.
And then some honorable mentions, just Life Force, there were 23 deaths.
Now that seems quite low since that whole, it seemed like,
The entire town of London got destroyed.
yeah, like that whole step
Yeah, they,
when
Yeah.
he walked up there,
I
it
guess,
looked
yeah.
like zombies. It looked like they had their life force sucked, and they were all eventually going to die if they didn't get like more life force.
But I think I was looking at sort of more on screen or things that we witnessed. In
Okay.
a
you
way.
saw
Yeah.
the deaths happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like the Swarm should have been the biggest of the 70s because
Right.
thousands died. Yeah,
Right.
We never talked about it. Yeah. And then American Werewolf in London, we did. It's 22,
oh yeah,
mostly because of that huge traffic.
that's right. Yeah, with that puppet dog walking through and everybody. Oh my god!
I'm going to insert a little sort of surprise topic, and it was things that irritated the two of you from
Okay.
the 80s. So for Sam, it was trucks and aliens.
And communists.
And
Communists.
But what I love for Chad was the number of times you talked about the waste of steak. And I was surprised when we talked about Bug. I know that's like from coming up. You never
Yeah.
talked about the waste of steak.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah.
And also the sleeping on a futon or hide a bed.
It's- get a bed for adults. It's like,
I didn't even realize. That's awesome.
Yeah, the fly. You're like, his back would be out.
get a fancy piano.
Got the best house, but he can't afford a bed. Like, why would you get a good bed? I just don't understand.
Investment for your
You
health.
spend a lot of time in bed.
Part of our life. So most prolific killers, the Jason Voorhees, if you combine part 8 and part 3 that we looked at, yeah, that is 54 overall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halloween 5, Michael Myers kills 14.
Ah, that's quite low.
Yeah. The American Werewolf in London, David Kiesler just kills 13, but then 7 more indirectly. Honorable mentions, we had The Thing with 11.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Final Exam, The Lanier College Killer killed 9.
Yeah.
And Silent Night, Deadly Night, William Billy Chapman killed 8.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He punished 8, I should say. Sorry,
Yeah,
not killed
yeah.
8. All right. Best killer villain. So now we're getting into some of our choices. Sam, for you in the 1980s, who did you think was the best villain or killer and your runner-up?
Ooh, it's kind of hard to say, like to narrow these down to just a couple when some were really awesome. I want to say the alien in The Thing.
Yes.
I think would be because you don't know who he's in. He also like ripped people apart, like in the dog scene where he's inside the dog and rips it apart.
Yeah.
I think that would be my number one. I think scariest. I think
Yep.
really well done. So that would be one for me. And then I would say just based on like the nostalgic part, not the accordion arms or anything like that. But Freddy,
Accordion arms.
or anything like that. Like looking back at it, but like just from when I was a kid and how scary and creepy it was, and the nighttime scenes and those types of things, I'd say my runner-up would be Freddy.
All
All right. For me, I had The Thing as well. That was my number one. And then my runner-up, and it's a joke of a movie and it was ridiculous, but Richard Sullivan, or Evil from New Year's Evil.
Really?
I just
Why?
he was fun. He was funny. He was suave. He was a master of disguise ish.
Was he?
Well, that mustache that he glued on that almost fell off. His bag of like AstroTurf weed. I don't know. When I was looking back
AstroTurf weed.
when I was looking back at the decade, I enjoyed him. He was fun.
Right.
It was a terrible movie, but I thought he was fun. Chad, who did you choose?
Well, I had The Thing also as number one. I thought, yeah, that's super creepy. Not being able to understand. And like, they really didn't have a good idea of identifying unless you burned them.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I thought that was number one for sure. My runner up, I'm a little conflicted. I did like the American Werewolf because stay off the road. And he gets, he just like savages people. But I think if you know what, and I don't know if I'm just gonna say this to piss Sam off, but
fuck off.
the trucks? Is it the
I
trucks?
think it's the trucks.
Yeah.
I think
Just
it is.
all the trucks. Okay, it can't be all the trucks.
But it's the fact that things take, and it's not necessarily the trucks itself. It's the fact that technology and things take over to kill you. And I think like with the bread knife, even though that was a cheesy scene, I think if something came in and attacked you like that, like it's a society thing. Like, like you use stuff like that every day. So if I was driving around and all of a sudden my car just decides to take me off the bridge, it's pretty freaky. Yeah. So I'm going to say that.
The soda machine as well.
Yeah. I mean, if I got hit in the nuts with a soda machine going Mach 20, I think that would be enough.
Yeah. So just for our listeners, it's technology and not specific.
No, it is trucks.
And not just trucks, but he made sure it was like he even said the bread knife scene sucked. We're making fun of this. So it's just technology. It has nothing to do with Maximum Overdrive, aka one of the worst.
The Joker truck. The Joker truck is the best.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And the fact they have missile launchers.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So good. All right. A couple of things I looked at because it came up in one of our episodes, just looking at the most profitable films from the decade. And number one is shocking. I just compared as a percentage of budget. Possession made 3,354% of its budget with 82.9 million box office on a budget of 2.4 million.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But this is one of the ones that we looked at that people thought was so good.
Yeah.
That's true.
And then, however, like looking back on it, like I still think about that movie. Like, and I know, like, I know you guys really hated it, but I still think back about it. So when I remember, I'm like, which movies? And I always remember Possession as one of the top ones that we've done.
And Bob.
And what?
Bob, the child.
Oh, Bob. Who names their kid Bob? I thought you were talking about another movie. I was like, oh, no.
Just Bob the child.
Bob the child.
Nightmare on Elm Street, 3,072%, made 57.1 million on a budget of 1.8.
Yeah, I can understand.
It makes sense to me.
Well, and that's why it started the franchise, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, whoa, this is huge.
Yeah.
So for biggest box office takes, just pure ticket sales, The Changeling, 113 million at the box office.
That's crazy.
That surprises me.
That's got to be 100% on just George C. Scott as the star.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but that much? Like, holy smokes.
And I can't see the advertising being like Like the movie poster was just a wheelchair. Like,
Yeah.
it was like,
That wheelchair was creepy though.
It was a creepy
once
wheelchair.
that sucker started moving,
It'll chase you down the stairs.
It gets you down the stairs. Launches itself at you. Jesus.
the water. Daddy. Oh God.
Oh my God. You know, there were some very, very haunting scenes in that. Like that whole scene I remember was talking about where the child died in the
Yeah.
tub.
Yeah.
And
Awful.
yeah, it was so disturbing.
Yeah.
Like just rough.
And the seance with the scratching on the rhythm
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
seance
that was really well
done.
done. Yeah.
And then Jaws 3D with
This surprises me.
87.9.
That movie was absolute dog shit, and it got so much money just based on the name.
Just being
Like,
Jaws,
oh
yeah.
my God.
That 100% had to be 1 and 2 were good, so let's just all go see 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quaid was on cocaine. He doesn't even remember filming half of it. Like, it's just all kinds of weird. Yeah.
As much as Sam loved the Dolphins, they were not the ticket draw on that one.
Yeah,
They were for me.
Yeah, that's right. I just watch it for the Dolphins, which is crazy.
You guys watch yourselves.
And then Possession with 82.9.
Yeah.
But it's surprising because like the other blockbusters were big, fantastical, but that was a very art house
That's true.
film.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Sam Neill's not a big draw.
No.
No.
Well, it was critically acclaimed too. Like people loved that film. And I remember seeing lots of reviews about it before we did it, and people were loving it and just didn't hit the mark for me.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now on the other side of it, the box office bombs. Santa Sangre. So
Oh no.
Wow. Minus 99%.
Oh no.
Holy shit.
made a box office of $9,000 on a budget of $700,000.
All right. Now, as much as we we rated that pretty low and stuff, but I mean, I think again, if you like artsy movies,
Yeah.
it is worth checking out. I don't think it deserves that.
No,
That's
but
harsh.
I
Although it was tough to get through. But.
yeah,
Well-
it's hard to draw someone to the cinema with that one.
Right.
That trailer
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
going to say was
The trailer
hook
did
me
not
in.
do it did not do it justice at all.
Yeah. Like on Instagram, one of our viewers is like, I was like, oh, it's available on YouTube. Like, no, I'm good. I'll live vicariously.
Yeah.
And then their other comment was like, that trailer was enough.
Yeah, I don't need to see that. Yeah, I'm not investing any time.
Yeah. Yeah. Videodrome, negative 65% with 2.1 million on a budget of 5.95.
Yeah, wow.
It is definitely
that
a
movie-
very
It's a tough sell.
It's
yeah,
weird.
it's
It's a
weird.
very weird
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Life Force. Life Force. Negative 54%, 11.6 million on a budget of 25 million.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was that studio's thing. They were going to break into the big budget
Yeah.
films, right? And they're
Canon
like-
Films were,
Yeah.
that was their breakthrough.
and that was and then they did He-Man.
And Braddock 3.
Oh my God. And how are we going to shit on our audiences? Yeah, it's just nasty. Yeah.
Despite Matilda May's amazing body being visible for most of the film, didn't draw film theaters.
And they should have marketed it that way. I bet you they would have got a lot of high school kids
Yep.
sneaking into the theater to watch it if they would have marketed it as that.
Well, that would have helped their budget.
I was going to say they're sneaking
Sneaking
in.
in is not going to help their budget.
Yeah, that's right.
2 kids in a trench coat standing on each other's shoulders.
Ticket, please.
I want to see
In a trench coat.
Show me the boobs.
Lowest box office takes. Santa Sangre 9,000. The Watchers 900,000.
Well,
No surprise there.
no, that was an awful film.
Return to Horror High, which was worse, made 1.2 million, and Final Exam 1.3 million.
Yeah. Well, they weren't great.
No.
It all makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of those. Check.
All the puzzles are falling into place.
All right, and then the most expensive films. Life Force for the decade was the most expensive. for
Really, the
budget,
whole decade.
Yeah.
It was the most expensive. Oh, wow.
with $25 million. The Shining 19 million.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's because of how long the shoot went and how
Yeah.
many takes
Yeah,
they
yeah.
made. And then Jaws 3D 18 million.
It was those wicked
those great 3D effects.
The great 3D effects.
Yeah, those 3D effects they spent extra money on that nobody cared about and then couldn't translate into like other mediums. So when you watched it at home on your VHS, it looked like a cardboard cutout coming towards you.
The submarine.
It was so bad.
The decapitated fish head at the beginning.
Oh my God. And the arm that just kind of floats by. And I was like, why is this scary? I don't know.
And then 3 movies that all cost $15 million: The Fly, The Thing, and Altered States.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All great.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
$15 million was the winner.
Yeah, that's the point. We got to aim for
that's the hit
$15 million.
you got to go to, yeah. And practical effects in all of them, though, right?
Yeah.
Like The Fly, The Thing, Altered State. Yeah.
Oh, The Fly and The Thing had amazing effects in them.
Makeup and everything was super cool. Like I remember talking about The Fly and all those like bits and pieces falling off of him and all the sound effects and the things that like when he the fingernail, I know I did the sound effect in the actual podcast, but it was like, all that stuff was just, just disgusting. Maybe not scary, but disgusting.
And Sam, you weren't with us on Altered States, but did you get a chance to watch it?
No, I ended up just watching like a summary of it kind of thing.
Oh,
but I remember your the podcast on it. So
the noise is stupefying.
Yeah.
Well, we're now going to look at our top picks for the decade. So, Chad, what were your best films of the 80s?
Best films? How many do I get?
Well, I said 1 and a runner-up, but last time you and I got into fights over how many we could list.
Well, I would say Reanimator's my number 1. That film was just awesome.
Yeah,
I loved it. And then I guess because I like The Killer so much, I would have to go with The Thing. That movie's a classic and still is freaky as shit. But if you're going for a comedy one, I'd say American Werewolf.
Okay.
Because I did like that as well.
Right.
So those
3?
Those 3.
All right. Sneak in that third one. That's fine.
I did it. I just had to like slide that in there. So it's just like,
I'll think of a third one.
Nobody's talking while I'm talking. So gonna make this happen.
You got so mad when I slipped a third one in.
Oh, the 70s. Yeah, I know. I was like, we're not doing that.
All right. Sam, Pressure. What are your top 3 for the decade?
Okay. I had 2 and then Chad threw in a fucking third one. Okay. So for me, Reanimator, hands down. That movie surprised me with how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was wicked. I loved it. And then I wasn't on for this episode, but I love The Shining. I could watch that movie 100 times over and not get sick of it. I love it. I would probably rank it similar to you guys as well for that one. And then I'd probably say The Thing as well. Yeah. So all fantastic films. Highly recommend all of them.
Yeah.
And for me, my number 1 right out the gate, I wrote down was Reanimator. Didn't have to think about it. And then my first runner-up, Miscongeniality, if it were. No. The Evil Dead, the first one.
Oh, yeah. No, that's good. Yeah.
I didn't rate it that high on the watchability scale, but I was sitting there looking at 1 and 2 of the Evil Dead series, and Evil Dead 1 I enjoyed a lot more.
It's a more solid film.
Yeah.
I think it delves into the characters more. I mean, I agree. I think it's way better than number 2.
Yeah.
Well, not way better, but it's better.
Much better, yeah. So I was like, that's in my top for the best of the decade. And then there were so many that I was looking back at where I was like, oh, that's a sleeper hit. I don't know. I'm going to go low on where I rated it, but Visiting Hours. I'm going to pull that into the top 3 for me.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Just because I liked Ironside in that one. I know we made fun of it. I know there was a lot of issues with it, but looking back over the decade, Visiting Hours still sits in the back of my mind. I liked Ironside in that. I liked what he did with it.
Do you remember the movie Cobra with Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay, so that's a 1980s. He reminds me of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like the cult serial killer in that one. Which is why is Cobra not a horror movie? Because he's a serial killer.
I don't know. Because Stallone just action, so they just didn't label it that way.
I guess. But Michael Ironside and that film is very similar. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways.
So yeah, just if I had to pick a third, because I only had two and Chad went for a third. So
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Nope.
I had to.
Throwing
I
visiting
just
hours
didn't
on
want to not acknowledge.
American Werewolf in London. Yeah.
Yeah, because I just really like that film.
Because we are going to do Paris and we are going to have
and we will not like it as much.
All right, let's get into the other end of it, the worst of the decade. Sam, what were your picks for this one?
Am I doing 2 or 3, Chad?
Up to you.
Do I set the table?
You're the first. You get to set the tone.
template.
Yeah.
There were 3 that I couldn't stand, so I'm going to do 3.
There we go.
Return to Horror High was
the
worst, I think, for me.
Yeah.
There was nothing. I would never watch any of those scenes again. I still don't really get it. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. Fucking Dark Age enraged me.
Yes.
Hated Dark Age. I was so pissed.
Yep.
So I didn't like that one. And then Maximum Overdrive, just because.
No.
I was like, maybe I was like, maybe I'll bump it up to a 2. And then I was like, no.
That was going to be my top 3 to piss off Sam.
I know. Once I said I liked it, she's like, nope, not doing it now.
And so I added it on. So originally I only had 2 for every category, but I was like, nope, I'm going to pop that on.
See, and I was going to put watermelons as one of my favorite killers.
That was fantastic.
It was fine.
That scene, how could you not love it?
It was fine.
Watermelons and soda cans, number 1 and 2.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
So good.
Yeah.
We made you. You gotta love it.
You can't.
So good.
You don't have to do. You don't have to do anything.
You don't have to do anything.
It's so bad.
Oh, Sam, that's
I hate it.
All right. For me, one of my worst of the decade, Possession.
Oh yeah,
Just Sam Neill's choices in that, the awkward body movement, the physicality, everything.
right.
That movie annoyed me. Dark Age is another one that pissed me off.
Yeah.
We were all so mad.
And then, you know what? I'm going to put this one at number 1 and bump Possession down to the runner-up, but Watchers.
Oh,
That
really?
movie, that
That's
movie
making
still,
it all the way down there, eh?
it still pisses me off. I re-listened to the episode and you both said like, oh, but the kills were good. I'm like, yeah, the kills were good, but fucking Corey Haim.
Yeah.
Yep. So number 1, Watchers. 2, Possession. Miscongeniality is Dark Age.
Yeah.
And Chad, for you?
Well, number 1 is Dark Age. Yeah, I just could not tolerate that film. It was just awful. Yeah, I just fuck. Number 2, Mutant.
Oh, the teeth, horse teeth,
Just
the steamers, horse teeth.
oh my God, and the like turning them into poo. I just like just this. It just fuck. I can't say enough bad about it. And then number 3, if I were to give it there's so many in our bottom.
Yeah.
But you know what? Jaws 3D, the acting and the kills and all the stuff with the shark and the cheesy 3D technology that they tried to do was just horrible. So yeah, those are my 3.
Okay, thank you. We're going to look at some sleeper hits. So what are the movies that, while they weren't rated high or weren't critically acclaimed, but we still enjoyed? And I'm going to start us off in this one. And for me, my sleeper hits of the decade, Videodrome is number 1 for me.
Okay.
I really like that movie. I know there was some issues with it and it was different, but it checked so many of my boxes for what I like in a bizarre, weird film. And another one, The Blob.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. I went in expecting the worst, cheesiest B-movie horror and just loved every second of it. I love drama from Entourage.
With the blouse.
The blouse,
Yeah. Taping up his jeans and
So
fixing his
good.
bike with one wrench. Yeah.
There were great kills. The effects were good. The sound effects were good. So those are my 2. Chad, what did you have for sleeper hits?
Well, I would say I also loved The Blob. I thought The Blob was super fun and great. And then I don't think this movie gets a lot of credit. It's been known as a cult classic, but They Live was my other one. I love
fucking aliens again.
I love Roddy Piper in that film.
The alley fight.
Oh,
Classic.
that alone, like, just kills it.
Yeah. Let's mention all the things that irritated Sam.
I know. I'm like,
I know.
just getting so triggered. Every single word that just came out of your mouth. I'm like, oh no.
So good. All right.
Sam's all out of bubble gum,
I'm
but
done.
Sam, tell us your sleeper hits.
Mine are the same as yours, Mike. Videodrome and The Blob.
Yeah.
Yeah, both
Nice.
unexpectedly good.
Perfect. Favorite moment from a film? This was a tough one. Chad, what did you have? What were your
Oh,
some of your favorite-
my! This wasn't tough for me. The Reanimator, the cat scene.
Fuck, that's mine too.
That was,
It's so good.
It was so
immediately.
good. I laughed so hard. I backed it up a couple of times. Like it was the most amazing scene I've ever.
Yeah.
Which cat scene? In the fridge, on his back?
When it's on his back, like and he's like slamming it against the wall, and he flicks it around. Like it's just so fun. I loved it. Yeah. It was actually between two moments in Reanimator, that one and then the
to the severed head oral.
yes,
Yeah.
that was the one. And the guy's like, oh man, it was just crazy. So that film, that
It's
was
so
my
good.
that was my favorite moment was the cat scene in Reanimator.
Sam, what were your favorites?
That was one of mine, but I did think of a couple other ones. I liked in Friday the 13th with Freddy leaning on the sheet or like on this wall above the girl sleeping.
Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street, you mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street. And when he's
That was cool.
yeah, I thought that was really cool. And
Yeah.
I remember us talking about the effects of that and what that looked like. So I really liked that one. And then I'll do one more just because you already talked about the Reanimator. But I also liked where in The Shining, the twins in The Shining.
Oh,
like, hello,
yeah.
Danny. Yeah. I think is
They're
like,
classic.
yeah. So I think those are.
Come
those-
play with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite moments, the mom on the ceiling in Poltergeist.
Oh,
When,
really? Okay.
Yeah, when they think that everything's done and
Yeah.
she's relaxed finally, and she comes out of the bath and she's on the bed, and then the room spins. One great scene, and it's not the like shock of the killer's back. Like it was a very well done break of the serene moment. And then watching the making of where they actually spun the entire
Yeah.
effect around was so well done. My other one was the werewolf transformation in American Werewolf in London,
Oh, yeah.
where it's well lit and just you see everything. It was so good. The transition was so good there.
And for that time, like the effects they did for that scene were so good.
Yeah.
Like and to do it slowly, like usually it's a lot of cut scenes and
Yeah.
really quick and you want to glance over it, but they really developed that.
Yeah.
I thought it was really well done.
So good. Yeah.
I think another scene too with the room spin scene that we were talking about, or sorry, that you were talking about, not in Poltergeist, but in Nightmare on Elm Street again.
Yeah.
When the blood coming from the ceiling, where they use the effect of splitting, I think that was really good too because we were all about like, holy shit, the amount of blood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good one too.
Do you guys have a best kill?
I do. Okay. My best kill is Friday the 13th, part 8, where he knocks the head off that guy in the fucking while he's boxing him, and it rolls down into
the dumpster.
So good.
I thought that was awesome. Cheesy, but awesome.
Yeah. Sam, other than the waterbed, because that was mine as well, but did you have another best kill?
Off the top of my head, I think.
My other one that I had, and this is from a film that we derided and did not like, but when Billy puts Antler Girl onto the
Oh, yeah. That's
like,
good
just
kill,
that slow push through her body was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the crazy thing is they show all those kills in the trailer. Like, that's just insane to me. Like all the best parts, because the movie wasn't good.
Yeah.
But all the best parts they show in the trailer, I hate it when they do that.
There's so many moments where I've edited the recording and then I'm posting to Instagram. So I've downloaded the trailer and then I'm watching it. I'm like, this is everything we've talked about.
Yeah. It's all right here.
Like, so we could just watch the trailer
all
and do the
these
exact
shitty
same
movies.
thing.
I like this. I like this. Oh, this quote was good. Yeah.
It's all there in the trailer. God damn it. Perfect. Thank you for all of that. We are now going to do an adjustment to the scale. You both have the sheet in front of you. Is there anything that you would like to move up or down now in sort of context of all the other films?
Well, I think I moved the thing up to a 9 because I can't remember what I had wrong with it, but it is a classic and I do really enjoy it.
Still won't give the 10, huh?
I won't give a 10 because a 10 is a perfect film and I just don't think it's
Reanimator? No. For me, that's pretty
That
close
might go
to a
at-
10
well,
for me.
that-
That's when I
I might, that's one I might put. And you know what, Mike? But that's 1970s. I was going to say Halloween, but
Oh, would you finally give Halloween the 10?
I think I would, yeah.
I think based on, I remember
first
you guys
one.
fighting about it.
Yeah, well, Chad got so mad because I kept pushing that button for a while too.
But it just like really like when you're looking at these, like in the scheme of all these films, like there are a couple ones and like all of us, you just said the thing, you would move up the scale, which I already had put it as an 8.5, but I would totally bump that to a 9. Like even just going through these reviews, and saying like, what are the ones that stood out or like that we still think about and love and can remember these scenes?
Yeah.
I would 100% put Reanimator at a 10.
You'd give Reanimator a 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I'd give the thing, I said 8.5, but I'd bump it up to a 9, I think.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to do the same. I will give Reanimator the 10. I will give The Thing a 9. And then going back in time, I'll give Halloween a 10 as well.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, he didn't have to, but he did. He went back a decade. It's
Finally.
Long Island iced tea. It's the
I've had too much to drink.
drinks.
I've had too much to drink today, so I'm feeling generous.
Yeah. All right. I'll go with those. Like Reanimator, 10 out of 10 for sure.
Yeah.
The Thing, I gave it an 8. I don't know why. I'll give it a 9.
Yeah.
Werewolf in London, I'm going to give it a 9 as well.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
I watched it in
I'm not going to
preparation.
give it a 9, but
No,
I could see why you would. Yeah.
I would actually put it a little bit. I didn't love it as much as you guys did. I thought it was good, but I thought it was more like a 7. So I won't speak to it too much. But that was one that I watched in preparation for today.
Oh, we'll add you in then.
Oh, nice.
Sam is a 7.
Sorry to bring it down or keep it exactly where
It'll
it is.
stay where it is. Averages out.
A couple more. Like I know you guys that said Evil Dead 2 you thought was worse. Like because I thought it was worse than Evil Dead. So I did Evil Dead 2 as a 6.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I put Evil Dead as a 7.
Right.
Evil Dead I said as a 7. I'm going to make that an 8 and I'll move Evil Dead 2 to a 7. So I'm going to swap those two.
Yeah, I would do the same, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'd take Evil Dead 2, and bump it down. Because Evil Dead is really the one that starts it all.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just thought it was a better film, so it doesn't make sense to have it below it. So
Videodrome, I'm going to keep it an 8.
I'm going to keep it as a 7.
Sam gave it a 6.
So gross.
It's gross. It's weird.
It's weird. I liked it. It was okay.
But is it a monkey licking the blood off of a man's lips gross, or is it?
Or is it the vagina gun hand?
Vagina gun hand.
Where do we draw the line? Is it as good as The Fly? Which
It's so funny how we talk about these things now, like seeing these many horror movies and like mentioning all the weird stuff that people put in horror films. Like, yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd put it as a 7.
For Videodrome?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just compared to some of the other shit that I'm seeing on this list.
And you know what? I'm going to bump Maximum Overdrive to a 5.
You're just doing that to
I'm going to give it a 10.
Fuck you guys. It's going to be the top on our scale.
No. I'm just saying a 5.
Okay,
I was like...
Right now, we're currently going through like the 7. So he jumped down where Maximum Overdrive is
I was like,
2.5.
where did I put that?
I'm leaving it at a 3.
I'm leaving it as a 1. Good.
I just think people should experience it.
I don't think you need to. Watch the trailer. It gives you everything you need to do.
It's amazing.
It's not. It sucks. Blob, I think I'll keep it a 6, even though I did like it.
Blob, I'm good, yeah.
Yeah.
They Live, I'm good.
Dead Zone, I'm going to just go to a 6, even though that won't change its placement. I liked it a bit more.
Yeah.
I liked it good. I don't think it's a horror movie, and which kind of is funny because our other 6 here,
Sangre,
we also said wasn't a horror movie, and we kind of just said it's, that's your
it's
thing.
there.
Visiting Hours, I'm still, because
we're 5 across the board on that one, but you really like that one, Mike.
I liked
for Michael Ironside. Are you going to bump him, or are you going to keep? I'm good with 5. I'm going to
keep it. I think there.
I'm not going to bump the film from a 5. The film overall is a 5, but Ironside as a killer, I still liked.
Yeah,
he did a good job.
Yeah.
The Entity,
I'm good.
I'm going to go up. I'm going to go back to my initial watch because the 5 was based on a rewatch, but I remember the first time I watched it being a bit more unsettled, a bit more disturbed. So I think it's worth looking at. I think for me, it's a 7. It's up there.
Oh, 7.
Yeah.
I was going to bring it down a little bit.
Oh.
I'll leave it.
I'm going to keep it at a 5.
Yeah, I'll leave it as well.
Friday the 13th.
I'm good.
Part 3, we gave it 4s.
I was going to give it, so I did watch it as well.
Yeah.
And I was going to give it a 3.
I feel there was a bit of influence on the 4 there, but no, it was fun. We laughed.
I'm gonna say 4 because I watched it how I watched it, and I think I was, honest in my review. So I'm gonna give it a 4.
But it's funny looking at part 3 versus part 8. I scored 3 a 4 and 8 a 3. I'm moving 8 down to a 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll keep mine as a 3, I think, just
Yeah.
because, like I said, a lot of this is really hard for me. And I'll give 2s and 3s out just because I won't recommend them. Like, I don't
Right.
think they should be on the list. But then I look at the 1s for me, and I was like, those are solid shit. Like,
Yeah,
movies,
yeah.
like, there's no redeemable.
For sure.
Right.
Like, they infuriated me. So even though some of these movies, like, you guys gave 1s to, like, there's a lot of 1s from you guys,
Yeah.
especially down here. And I know I upped it by 1 or 2 for some of these.
Yeah.
But compared to these, like, actual shit movies that we all agree are actual dog
Horrible,
shit,
yeah.
garbage, like
Yeah.
unwatchable, I like cannot do that to some of these.
Okay.
movies. So
Yeah.
I'll give it a 2 just to like,
I hear you there.
it's hard for me. But okay, what are we looking at right now? Which board? So this one's a funny one because we were all just like 3. It's meh, a
It's
movie.
meh. Still meh for me. Like it's
I think it's 3. I'm good with a 3
Yeah.
for Witchboard. Yeah. I think, there are moments in it that are, that's a cool kill or whatever, but I don't think it's,
I can't move it up and I can't move it down.
yeah, I
Yeah.
feel it's a pretty solid 3.
Yeah. Final Exam, Ghoulies, and Maximum Overdrive landed at 2.5.
Well, I moved Maximum Overdrive, but I'll take
Yeah.
Ghoulies. Actually, I'll take Ghoulies down.
Oh, to a 1.
Yeah. I'm
Wow.
going to take Ghoulies to a 1. I'm going to take Final Exam to a 1.
Wow. You know what? I'm leaving them both at 3.
Okay.
Final Exam just because of a few of the kills, the arrow catch.
Yeah, I think that's why I gave it that. Because I like that. And he did it on his own. Like
Yeah.
he trained. Okay, leave it at 2.
Leave it at 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, never mind. Yeah.
Ghoulies, it was funny because like I was the one that watched it at 1.5 just to get to the end of the movie, and I gave it the highest rating out of all of us.
It was bad. Like
Yeah.
the whole overacting of the cult and just the way the puppets
laser.
looked and the laser.
Lasers.
Yeah, it was just bad. So I'm going to give it a 1 because I don't think it's worth anybody's time.
Sam,
I had 2.5 and I'll round it down to 2.
round it down. Okay, I'm leaving it at 3 because to me it feels like Witchboard is just there and exists.
Okay.
Maximum Overdrive, Chad, you went up to 5. Sam still at a 1.
I will keep it at a 1 forever and the rest of my life. I hated that movie. Like, it took me so many times to get through that.
What did
Can't.
you go up to a 5?
Of course you are.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
will.
I see how it is.
That's how it is. Yeah.
It's not that good.
Yeah.
Not that good.
Well, it's good. It's fun.
It's not, whatever. I know.
I know the We Made You. There's a lot of issues with it, but it's entertaining.
Oh, there's tons of issues with it, but I wouldn't say there's any more issues than like a lot of the films we watch.
Yeah, no.
New Year's Evil, I'm not touching. I like the killer. I thought he was entertaining and engaging, but it's still a 2 overall.
Oh yeah, I'm not touching that one yet.
Yeah. Jaws 3D. Trying to decide if I go down to a 1, but Jaws 3D didn't piss me off as much as Watchers or Dark Age.
No.
That's what I'm saying with these. Like, it's hard. Like, some of them are shit, but
I'll keep it at 2.
I'll round mine down to a 2. So I have it
Okay.
as a 2.5.
Okay. Silent Night, Deadly Night.
That's still a 1.
I'm sticking to a 4. I like the kills.
Okay.
I'll keep it at a 2.
Yeah. And just the accidental killing of Santa because it's a deaf priest.
Yeah, that was so funny.
really puts the film
I
up there
know.
for me.
Right? That's not the guy. Oh, in front of all the kids. It's like, how disturbing.
Father, no.
Oh my gosh.
Possession.
I'm good. I'm good at a 1.
I can maybe give it a. No, it's a 1. No.
You guys really hated it. I still think about it. Like, I do think it was too long, but I'm going to keep it at a 3. I didn't
All right.
hate it as much as you guys did. I think there was enough. Like, I still think about the like wall and the little octopus
Oh, the,
thing. Like
the
little,
octopus sex scene.
I don't think about that,
Yeah.
but I think about it laying there and all moist and bloody and stuff.
Moist and bloody. Well, yeah, it just didn't.
It's just what I remember. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of
It
those
sticks
ones
with you.
Yeah, it does. So that's why I'm like, I can't give it down. I can't go down from there.
But I would actually say I don't ever think about that film. I just was happy it was over.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep it a 1.
Yeah, when we did Santa Sangre, I talked about how there's images from that movie that I still think about, like a painting.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chad's like, you can't unwatch. I'm like, yeah, not always a bad thing. But Possession, it's like, there's things that pop in my head, but never for.
You really hated the acting and you
Yeah.
hated like the
Yeah.
yelling, like the
Yeah.
yelling and the agitatedness of it,
Ugh.
which, yeah.
Mutant, Sam, somehow, Horse Teeth, you gave it 2, and the rest of us gave it a 1.
I'll put that down to a 1.
I'm still a 1 on Mutant.
I'll put it down to a
There's
1.
Nothing redeemable about that film.
I'm waiting for you to get to the next one where somehow.
Life Force,
Why did I give it a 3?
Matilda May.
Oh yeah, Sam,
out of
you
10.
nailed that one. Eh? Like you love that film.
I didn't love it. I would not recommend any of these. I'll put that one.
Aliens and naked women. That's
Yeah, I'm gonna go to a 1 for that.
To a 1 for that?
Yeah.
See, and I'd almost go No, I was almost going to go up with Life Force because it was fun, but
don't think that now looking back, like if you rewatch it, you'd be like, oh my God.
yeah.
Yeah. The weird journey to go find the guy with the birthmark.
Oh,
it's so weird.
And Patrick Stewart and the weird mind meld. Yeah.
And so many doors. Like, I don't understand.
The doors were amazing. All right, fine. Watchers, I'm still a 1.
I'm still a 2.
I'll keep it 2.
I understand you both liked it because of the kills, but
yeah.
And the dog.
And the dog.
So.
Sam, 10 out of 10 with the dog. That's right.
I never the whole time you guys were like, you're gonna give it so high. And I was like, I gave it a 2, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, you got so mad. Dark Age. Yeah, I can't bring that out of the mud.
Oh no. That is even like you have Return to Horror High below that in the listing, and I don't know if that's
just chronological.
Yeah, so I would even put it below that.
Physically change our ranking.
There's a way that we could put that into the dirt. I would appreciate that.
Yeah, and Return to Horror High.
Both those movies are shit to me.
Yeah.
Like both of them are garbage.
No redeemable qualities to it. It is not worth checking out.
No, those are 2 movies that I'm like, I wish we could give zeros just for those 2 in like,
yes.
Like Maximum Overdrive is a 1 as much as I hate it. And like Life Force and Mutant.
It's a 5.
Yeah.
The truck's a 10.
Fuck off. It's not even clear if it's like actual physical invisible aliens or not. Like, that's stupid. Stupid.
It's awesome.
It's stupid, but it's stupid fun.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. All right.
And then my only other thing I would change, sorry, just looking back because I gave 0.5s when I didn't realize. So Changeling, I would put it as a 6 instead of a 6.5.
All right. I might move Changeling to a 7. Okay, so that is our review of the 80s. Thank you very much for joining us on our journey through our second decade of films. Be sure to keep tuning in as we make our way through the films of the 90s and beyond. Remember to follow us on Instagram. We are at ScreamStreamPod. Stop by our website, screamsandstreams.com, where we have information about our episodes, descriptions of our categories, links to our research, our watchability scale, where we rank all of films we are looking at, and a page where you can recommend movies you want us to discuss. And please rate, comment on, and subscribe to our show on any of the platforms where you get your podcasts. Until next time, this has been Mike and
Chad
and
Sam.
Scare you later.